Our speaker for today is coming from Detroit, Michigan. His name is Dr. EddieConnorJr. He is a national known speaker, 16-time best-selling author. He's a college professor. He's been in the classroom as a high school English teacher. He has a lot of experience working with young people. His research is about helping Black boys learn how to read. He has a mentorship program, Boys to Books. Is that right? And he and I went to middle school together. And we competed against each other in middle school to try to get the best grades. And so we helped each other to be good students in school. And now I'm here with you, and he's writing and speaking all over the country. And so he decided to come here today to speak to you about reading. And I want you to give him your 4 B's. Be respectful, be responsible, be mindful, and be safe. And please give him a round of applause and a rousing Doyle writer. Welcome, Dr. EddieConnorJr.
Doyle Ryder, what's going on? Talk to me. How y'all doing this morning?
Good.
This afternoon, how y'all doing?
Good.
Awesome, awesome. I'm glad to be able to be here. Give it up for yourselves. Come on, clap it up for yourself. Clap it up for your staff, your teachers. Yeah. And of course, I am so honored to be able to be here. I'm glad that your powerful, preeminent principal, my former classmate, your powerful principal with principals, she's always had it before she was even running the school. She was running the school before she was running the school. We would always compete against one another, and maybe she got a little bit. That's okay, I'll give it to her. But she's always amazing. She's always been amazing. Dr. Coleman is one of the brightest minds that I know, and you are in good hands. You're in great hands. Can you give it up for the one and only Dr. Here's the thing, y'all. I came all the way from Detroit. Anybody heard of Detroit?
Yeah.
Drove 90 minutes from here. Hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half. Because I recognize your value. I recognize your work. You're special. You're significant. You're successful. You have the mindset. You have the skill set. You're developing your tool set. Why? Because you got to realize you're an asset. What we say in Detroit is our little way of greeting you. It's our little way of saying hello. It's our little way of saying what's good. We say 3 words, and that is, what up, though? Come on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
What up, though?
Come on, say it loud and proud. What up, though?
What up, though?
Right? So that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Listen, I could be really anywhere in the world, but I recognize that Doyle Ryder is one of the preeminent schools. Your principal continue to brag on you. I said, I got to come see you. I got to come holler at you. I got to come talk to you. Right? Because here's the thing. We're losing too many of y'all. We're losing too many of y'all, not just in the classroom. We're losing too many of y'all in the community. And one of the main things is this, because I go all over the country. I've written 16 books, as your principal mentioned. I've been on BET, ABC, NBC, all the alphabet soups. I've been on it. I have a program called Boys to Books, empowering young men through literacy, leadership, life skills enrichment. Frederick Douglass says this, the great abolitionist Frederick Douglass. Anybody ever heard of Frederick Douglass? He said if we build strong children, we won't have to repair broken adults. I believe if we build strong boys and girls, we won't have to repair broken men and women. And in many cases, education is not something I'm new to. Education is something I'm true to. I've worked with young people for over 12 years. Mentoring, teaching, coaching, inspiring, wiping tears. Talking to kids who have lost their life, talking to their mothers because they now have to bury a child, have to bury a son, have to bury a daughter. I've seen all the twists and turns, the ups and downs of education. And the sad indictment is that we don't take advantage of what we have. Simply because we don't realize who we are. Got to know who you are. Got to know whose you are. Got to make a decision today to say, listen, I'm going to be the best me that I can possibly be and I'm not going to let a distraction get in my way. I'm not going to let my phone get in my way. I'm not going to let my homie get in my way. I'm not going to let the negative people who are trying to pull me away from what I'm supposed to go for and go after pull me away because of the streets, because of the gang, because of drugs, because of the environment that I grew up in. And in many cases, Flint is synonymous to Detroit. I stay on the east side of Detroit, where it's gas station, liquor store, strip club, gas station, liquor store, McDonald's, Burger King, more weed stores than you got grocery stores. So people get high, but their life is level low. How do you maintain a dream when you're living in a nightmare? You feel me? And in many cases, Flint and Detroit are oftentimes synonymous because you know about the Flint water crisis. Thank you, my brother. You know about the Flint water crisis. To where your city has been stigmatized, marginalized, criticized, ostracized. And as a result, now we believe that we are what the media says we are, what society says we are. In the midst of being ostracized, marginalized, demonized, criticized, what you got to do, you got to strategize. A strategy is an identity. A strategy speaks to a mindset. To say, guess what? Yeah, you're born looking like your parents, but you live or die looking like your decisions. When I refuse to make the decision to focus in class, and I just want to be a class clown. When I don't want to listen, when I want to be disrespectful. When I don't want to obey the rules in my house, in my crib, or what my mama's telling me to do, or what my grandma, or my father's telling me to do. When I want to do the wrong thing, when I know the right thing to do, I'm making a decision that affects my future. And I get it. Listen, my favorite two classes in school when I was growing up was gym and lunch. Straight up. Yeah, I'm suited and booted, G'd up to the feet up. Got my PhD. But my favorite two classes in school were gym and lunch because I made poor choices. I was trying to be like everybody else. I was trying to run with the popular kids. I was trying to be a class clown. Trying to do everything that I knew I wasn't supposed to do because I wasn't focused on shaping my future. And oftentimes you don't see people like me in classrooms. Yeah. I was a teacher for 12 years. Only 1 to 2% of African American males are in education. When you talk about black men read, do you understand that over 200 years ago in this country, it was illegal for not just black men to read, but black people to read? This is Black History Month, is it not? Why? Because whenever you would pick up a book to read, you'd be maimed, you'd be killed, you'd be lynched. You'd be repressed. Why? Because the slave master understood that if I unlock your mental chains, the physical chains will have to eventually fall off. Do you understand that chains are no longer metal, now they're mental? Are you hearing me? Nobody can put a cap on how big you dream. If your dreams are affordable, you're not dreaming big enough. Do you understand this? The poorest person is not the one without a dime, it's the one without a dream. The greatest thing you own, the most expensive thing you own, ain't your shoes. Those some nice Nike boots, bro. It's not those Nikes, not them J's. Not you being G'd up from the feet up. It's not your game system. It ain't your PS5. It's not your Barbie doll collection. Right? It's not all the music that you own. It's not all the movies that you have. It's not the coat that you're wearing. The most important, precious, and expensive thing that you can't put a price on is your imagination. Yeah, it's not your iPad, it's not your Android, it's not your iPhone, it's your imagination. And in many cases, now we've been limited by stinking thinking, we've been limited by limited beliefs because we don't think we can do it. So we tell ourselves, no, I'm not good at math. We tell ourselves, no, I'm not good at science. Do you understand that you come from a people who align the pyramids with the stars and you telling me you can't do math and science? Stop lying to yourself about yourself. Apply yourself for yourself. Two most important words that you could ever use in your life. I get this. I am. And guess what? You have the choice to what you put behind those words. This is what we do. We can say it's positive, or we can use the negative words. A lot of times we say, I am, and then you put in the blank failure. I am, and then you say less than. I am, and then you say dumb. How dare you talk about one of the greatest creations ever assembled on this planet being you, and you call yourself that? What you're thinking dictates what you're saying. What you're saying dictates where you're going. If you say you can or you can't, guess what? You're right. We're going to try it today. Because we got to adapt our mindset, our skill set, because we have the tool set. Why? Because we're an asset. You're an asset to your community. You're an asset to Doyle Ryder. You're an asset to your home. You're an asset to the people who are assembled around you. The person who's sitting next to you is not your enemy. The person who's sitting next to you shouldn't be the person who you disrespect, because guess what? You're never going to be big making other people feel small. You got to come with respect. A lot of times the reason people don't respect you is because they don't respect themselves. When you love yourself, when you value yourself, when you know your worth, then you value other people too, not based on what they have, but based on who they are. So we're going to try it today. When I say I am and I say the word, I want you to repeat it after me. Y'all got it? Come on, y'all got it?
Yes.
Say, I am great.
I am great.
Say, I am successful.
I am successful.
I am significant.
I am significant.
Say, I am smart.
I am smart.
I am excellent.
I am excellent.
I am a believer.
I am a believer.
I am an academic achiever.
I am an academic achiever.
I am the best.
I am the best.
I refuse to settle for less.
I refuse to settle for less.
These are the type of things that you have to start saying to yourself. Just because it's hard doesn't mean you can't achieve it. Just because it's a challenge doesn't mean you can't do it. Hear me. Who loves movies? Who likes to watch movies? Who likes to watch cartoons? Yeah. Somebody tell me, what's one of your favorite movies? What's your name? Say it loud. The Ride was one of your favorites. Raise your hand. Somebody tell me, what's one of your favorite movies? Yeah. Tell me your name.
My name is Aaron, and my favorite movie is Sonic 2.
Sonic 2. Okay, bet. My man, tell me your name. Any favorite or cartoon?
John and Looney Tunes.
Okay, John Looney Tunes. All right, bet. Let me get one of the sisters. Where's one of the ladies at? Favorite movie, cartoon, tell me your name.
Mine is Space Jam.
That's what it goes. Okay, cool. One thing I realize about movies and cartoons, I would say mine, I like Batman. I like that trilogy, Batman. I like the theme music and all that. Coming to America, y'all don't know nothing about that. I just know about Coming to America too. Talk about the original. The original.
I know.
Listen, one thing I realize about books, one thing I realize about movies and cartoons is this. They all have a story. They have a storyline. They have a plot. They, in many cases, have ups and downs, highs and lows. It's going to make you feel something. Think, laugh, cry, smile. It's going to make you feel something. Books are similar. Books are going to have a storyline. Books are going to have a plot. Books are going to make you think something. Books are going to make you feel something. Smile, laugh, cry. It's going to hit you. One thing about movies and cartoons is that they create the image for you. The producer, the writer, the screen director creates the image for you for what they want you to see. Here's the thing about books. If we all read the same book, we would all interpret it differently. Why? Because our imagination is different. Our imagination can be as small, or our imagination can be as big as it wants to be. Here's the thing. One thing that we got to realize is that books are a window for your world. The most illiterate person, hear me, is not the one who can't read. It's the one who can read but won't read. I know you read the captions on Instagram. I know you read the storyline on Snapchat, on TikTok. But how are you using the time on your clock? I got to get knowledge. I got to get wisdom. I have to get information. I have to apply myself. Information changes situations. Oftentimes, our situation isn't changed because our mindset is the same. I was one of those. Listen, I'm standing here today. I can drive where I want to drive. I can, in many cases, do what I want to do. That's legal. I can go where I want to go. And I never had to sell drugs to do it. Got a clean record. Not perfect, but I'm an example. You don't have to do the negative to get to where you want to be in life. And in many cases, my life was going in a negative way. Why? Because I grew up without my father in my life. My parents divorced when I was 11 years old. And oftentimes, when you don't have a masculine figure in your life, how do you become what you can't see? How do you become a man if you don't see one, much less interact with one? How do you play a role if you weren't given a script? And so what I was doing, I was bottling up my emotions. Because when I was told, boys never cry. Be tough. Be a tough guy. Be a man. I'm a boy. You fall off by your force. Somebody tell you stop crying. I'm 4, not 44. Let me do my thing. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm over at my friend's house watching a football game. Couldn't breathe by halftime. I love school. My favorite 2 classes in school were gym and lunch. Used to love chasing girls at gym, sit down eating with them at lunch. I'm falling asleep in class. Not really knowing what was going on. I'm having these chest pains. Didn't really want to deal with it. Didn't want to talk to anybody about it. My mother said, something's going on with you. You don't seem like yourself. I'm like, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm cool. Bet. I'm over at my friend's house watching a football game. Can't breathe by halftime. His mother takes me to the hospital. My mother meets me there. The doctors do a CT scan of the chest. They do an X-ray. They see something's going on in my body that they need to investigate. Doctor says, we got to take you to surgery. So they cut me open around my heart, right on my chest area. And they found out that my cells in my body were growing so fast that they could see them with the naked eye. Breaking news, that ain't good. Cells are supposed to live and die off. My biology majors, my biology experts, you understand that if cells don't die off, a tumor forms. And the tumor formed around my heart, my trachea, my esophagus, my voice box. I use my voice for a living. Felt great coming out of surgery. The doctor says, Eddie, we have a diagnosis for you. You have what we call NHL. Almost ran around the hospital. I'm geeked. I'm excited. NHL, I'm getting ready to be the youngest owner of a National Hockey League team. Go Red Wings. He says, nah, bro. You have what we call NHL, stands for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I'm like, Doc, my first language is Ebonics. I'm still trying to learn English. What do you mean? He says, you've been diagnosed with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. I'm filling my pockets and find $4. He says, you have stage 4 cancer. Anybody heard of cancer? Anybody lost a loved one to cancer? Anybody know somebody who's battling cancer? Every second American, 2, 3 people are diagnosed with cancer. 1 in every 1,000 teenagers is diagnosed. I was that 1 out of the 1,000. Why me? Why not? I just want to be a kid like everybody else. I was running cross country. I was 15 years old. I was playing basketball. I can take any of y'all right? I felt great. Doctor says, I'm going to have to go through chemotherapy, radiation. Lost my hair. Lost my self-confidence. Lost my self-esteem. Lost my will to live. I almost lost my life. Why? Because I didn't want to fight no more. I wanted to throw in the towel. But my mama had to tell me, praying mama had to tell me that a knockdown is not a knockout unless you stay down. The canvas is no place for a champion. Challenges create champions. Too many times whenever we're faced with a challenge, we run from it. We give up. We throw in the towel. We making all these excuses. This is what you got to do this year. Take all the excuses off the table and start executing. Math is hard, but I'm going to beat it. History, I don't like it, but I'm going to overcome it. I got the negative crowd trying to pull me this way, but I'm going to be different. Let them talk about me. They're going to talk about you whether you succeed or fail. You might as well succeed and let them keep talking anyway. I had to fight and overcome what it is that was killing me because the first 3 letters in cancer spells what, y'all? Y'all ain't talking to me. The first 3 letters in cancer spells what?
Can.
can overcome. You can survive. You can thrive. Are you feeling me? Are you following me? You got to take advantage of the moment. You got to take advantage of the opportunity. We got to take advantage of what we have. Kobe Bryant is getting a statue tonight at the Staples Center in LA. Kobe Bryant, when I had lost my hair, signed a hat for me by Make-A-Wish Foundation. Kobe Bryant had the Mamba mentality attitude that no matter how successful he became, he would always say, job's not done. Listen, you haven't even gotten to 8th grade yet. You haven't even got to high school yet. Haven't even gotten to college yet. Haven't even gotten your master's and your PhD yet. Guess what? Your mentality has to be, job's not done. Every single subject, every single year is a step towards another direction, a step towards another level, where I gotta go, to where I gotta grow. Because there's something significant that's on the inside of you. How will you use your imagination? Your imagination, your education will change your situation. Apply yourself. Go for your dream. Don't let anybody tell you how big you can dream. If your dream is affordable, you're not dreaming big enough. Stretch your imagination beyond Flint. Stretch your imagination beyond your block and your boulevard and your budget. And say, listen, like they tell us in the hood, we all we got. I'm going to lift you up. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to inspire you. Why? Because I'm using those two words. I am. Come on, say it one more time. Say, I am successful.
I am successful.
I am an honor roll student.
I am an honor roll student.
I am an achiever.
I am an achiever.
I am the best.
I am the best.
I will be a success.
I'll be the success.
There's greatness inside of me.
Greatness inside.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I know my worth.
I know my worth.
And that's what it's about. Thank you so much, Doyle Ryder. Peace and love.
Thank you.
I'll take some questions if you have.